In a recent interview, YNW Melly's manager shared important details about the 100K track and new evidence related to the crime.
Either A, refund back the money and funds and things like that, or, B, do what he got to do and just man up and do it. And he was able to pull himself together and get it done. But the whole day, man, it was a very, sad.
The evidence supports the claim that the crime took place inside the vehicle they were in, shedding light on why the manager believes it was a drive-by shooting. The interview raises questions about who might have targeted YNW Melly and his friends during the time when the crime took place. YNW Melly's music career was just starting to take off. He was regularly recording at a local studio. This raised the possibility that someone may have known his whereabouts at the time of the crime. Additionally, cell phone evidence presented in court suggests that YNW Melly was being approached by 3 street teams around the same time. The 100K track provides more information about the nature of the crime, specifically focusing on whether it was a drive-by shooting and speculating about potential perpetrators. In the 100K track, it is revealed that YNW Melly had a substantial amount of cash and diamond jewelry in his possession while he was at the recording studio. This information provides a potential motive for someone to target him. The state of Florida, where the crime occurred, is known to have a high crime rate, and the presence of a group of rappers with stacks of cash and valuable jewelry at a local recording studio becomes an enticing opportunity for individuals involved in street activities. If you know, you know.
I think that comes with this game, though. It comes with the money, it comes with the fame, it comes with people wanting to be, in your shoes or just don't like you for no reason. I think that's standard when it comes to it's part of the application.
For many street members, targeting a rapper like YNW Melly offers various benefits. See, it could lead to social media recognition, as the act of robbing a famous artist and flaunting stolen possessions can bring attention and increase followers. Moreover, the financial gain from stealing a significant amount of cash and valuable items like diamond jewelry can be a tempting prospect. Additionally, street credibility is often linked to involvement in high-profile crimes, and going after someone like YNW Melly could enhance one's reputation with certain circles. You feel me? However, as the conversation continues, an intriguing question arises. What if YNW Bortland, another individual associated with the case, was responsible for the crime instead of YNW Melly? This raises the possibility of a deeper connection and a potential twist in the investigation. Further exploration is needed to uncover the truth behind the incident and determine who was truly involved. The interesting part of the trial is that YNW Melly's lawyers consistently brought up the name of YNW Bortland throughout the proceedings. They have highlighted instances where Bortland allegedly lied to the authorities and pointed out that he was with individuals named Sack Chaser and Juvie on the night of the crime. By doing so, they are attempting to shift the focus away from YNW Melly as the sole culprit in this trial. Another topic that has been frequently discussed is whether YNW Melly actually has multiple personalities. If this is the case, it could potentially be used as an advantage in court. However, the 100K track raises some interesting points about this matter.
And just loving, you know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson. Melly is Michael Jackson. Literally, Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? But he's still thugging it, still street, but he, to an extent, he know how to control.
During the trial, YNW Melly's lawyers did not mention anything about his alleged mixed personality. This suggests that they likely won't be using it as a defense strategy in the courtroom, especially since the prosecution has presented convincing evidence of his guilt. However, it's worth noting that despite the lack of major convincing evidence against YNW Melly, the 100K track reveals that he has a plan in place in case he is able to beat the case. The prospect of YNW Melly being released from jail would be a moment to remember forever. However, the recent evidence presented against him doesn't support that outcome. So, for instance, the report from forensic expert Sergeant Williams in the YNW Melly case explains why it couldn't have been a drive-by shooting.
Take into account the location of the victim's DNA on his shirt.
Well, based upon the blowback pattern up here, I would expect to find some blowback here if on a driver, if a driver was there.
Sergeant Williams is a highly experienced expert in his field. With over 20 years of experience, He meticulously examined every hole inside the vehicle and utilized the stick method to determine the angle and direction of the shots, as well as the possible starting point. His expertise and thorough analysis provide valuable insights into the investigation. Sergeant Williams' analysis strongly indicates that the crime must have been committed by the person in the back left seat of the vehicle. This is significant because YNW Melly was observed entering the back left seat in the surveillance footage from the recording studio. Additionally, text messages exchanged between YNW Melly and his mother a few weeks before the crime presented further challenges to his case.
Bull do me, why? And that's always worry about me and what you talking about how you gonna leave and we can't even get in the gate without you be on some crazy.
It is evident that YNW Melly became frustrated with his mother for interfering in his relationship with his ex-girlfriend, YNW Sack Chaser and Sack Chaser's sister. You see, the conflict initially arose when Sack Chaser's sister had a social media altercation with Melly's mother. Sack Chaser's sister openly confronted Melly's mother, using her real name, and even expressed intentions of confrontation when they met in person. These bold claims escalated the situation and eventually involved Sack Chaser as well. YNW Melly did not want any further issues with his friend group, but it was apparent that the argument would not come to an end at this point. The section of text messages holds significant importance in the YNW Melly trial, as it is the catalyst for the well-known video of Melly's mother confronting Sack Chaser. During a Facebook Live session, YNW Sack Chaser made several remarks about YNW Melly's mother that she strongly disliked. In response, Melly's mother decided to make her own Facebook Live video, likely to address the situation and express her perspective.
Apparently, Juvie's sister posted on, I guess, one of the social media outlets, and she said that she was going to harm Jamie King. And so that caused a big, issue in the courtroom. It wasn't anything that we got on tape.
Following the Facebook Live incident, there was a period of silence for approximately a week, during which the text messages ceased and the Facebook Live video was presumably deleted by both parties involved. Everything appeared to return to normal during this time. However, after 10 days, a new series of text messages began to be sent to YNW Melly's phone, according to the evidence presented in the courtroom. It was during this time that YNW Sack Chaser began to provoke YNW Melly, allegedly due to Melly standing up for his mother in real life. Despite the tense situation, Melly and his mother eventually reconciled and expressed love for each other in their text messages. However, it is noteworthy that Melly mentioned that everything would be in place, which raised concerns among social media users. Melly has always emphasized the importance of his mother, Jamie King, in his life. Although the text messages may not convey the same sentiment, Melly made it clear that anyone who messes with his mother would have to deal with him. Fast forwarding to the present day in the Melly trial, the family of YNW Juvie is aware of the past events and is now causing trouble for YNW Melly and his mother inside the courtroom. Prior to the start of the testimony last week, it was reported that YNW Juvie's sister allegedly reached out to Jamie King, YNW Melly's mother, on social media.
It was nothing serious, At the end of the day, that's his mother, and we all know that. From Sack to his friends to whoever, they're always gonna have the utmost respect for her.
The family of YNW Juvie is engaging in similar behavior to what YNW Sack Chaser's family did 5 years ago. As a result, YNW Melly's mother, Jamie King, now has a security guard with her at all times in and around the courtroom. This situation has reportedly affected YNW Melly, causing him to be concerned for his safety and well-being. Upon further investigation, I discovered the online exchanges between YNW Melly's mother and YNW Juvie's sister. In a significant development, the judge in the trial granted free security for YNW Melly's mother. This news brought immense relief to YNW Melly, who had been expressing his concerns to his lawyers about the need to ensure his mother's safety. When his lawyer informed him that they had successfully arranged for security for his mother, YNW Melly was overjoyed and grateful for the support. The trial has undoubtedly had a significant impact on YNW Melly's mother. She has openly shared online about the immense stress she has been experiencing since the proceedings began. YNW Melly himself has been observed making efforts to comfort his mother during the trial, demonstrating his concern and support for her well-being in the courtroom. As tensions appeared to settle between YNW Melly and his mother in the courtroom, the situation took a turn for the worse. Incriminating text messages between Melly and his girlfriend were discovered, revealing potentially incriminating details if one were to carefully analyze the context of the messages. The ongoing trial of YNW Melly has seen significant developments, with witness Trevian Glass taking a stand to provide crucial testimony.
Was Melly wearing the same clothes or different clothes than when you saw him at the studio?
It was a new bit. Nah, he wasn't.
Nah, he wasn't. You guys
Wasn't wearing the same clothes.
Okay. Do you recall what he was wearing?
Just had on some shorts.
Glass recalled being present at the recording studio on the night when YNW Juvie and YNW Sack Chaser lost their lives. He testified that he saw Melly and his friends leaving the studio together in a Jeep. Hours later, news of the deaths started circulating, and Glass claimed to have seen Melly at the residence of fellow rapper Fredo Bang. During his testimony, Glass emphasized that Melly was wearing different clothes when he saw him at Fredo Bang's house, which stood out as a unique detail. He also presented a video showing Melly entering the vehicle where Juvie and Sack Chaser tragically died, further confirming his presence. In addition, the prosecutors presented a report stating that the Stranger Things jacket Melly was wearing in the video, captured shortly after the crime, was the same one worn by Juvie when they left the studio earlier that morning.
Sack and Juvie were killed after leaving the recording studio. Portland arrived at the hospital at 4:35 a.m. This week, prosecutors played a video.
Furthermore, it was noted that Portland was also seen wearing the same jacket that Sack Chaser had on. These connections between the individuals involved and the clothing worn added another layer of intrigue to the case. Not only did YNW Melly and his associates wear clothing similar to what Juvie and Sack Chaser had on the night of the crime, but Melly's demeanor in the confession video was also noteworthy. He appeared to be dancing and exhibiting a lighthearted attitude, which aligns with how YNW Juvie's father described Melly's behavior when he spoke to him shortly after the crime.
From the very beginning that Melly was responsible for your son's death and the death of Anthony.
From the day one, I believe that Melly was responsible for my son's death on October 26th when I first heard.
This observation led Juvie's father to immediately suspect Melly's involvement in the incident.